It snuck up on us that night. I went out to look for baby formula because we were down to about a quarter of a can, and there was nothing. There's nothing on the shelves at all. I couldn't even switch brands. Amazon was sold out. The next morning I tried to call Infamil. I was on the phone for them for 2 hours before I finally just gave up.
I've driven, about an hour away to find what I could that's not even what we're normally giving my 5-month-old daughter, Allie. I've had family from Alabama ship me formula from there.
Two parents joining us earlier to describe their desperate need to feed their infants as the nationwide baby formula shortage worsens. Our next guests are two Republican congresswomen, and they're both moms. They're demanding action from the FDA and the White House to fix this crisis and to help these struggling families. Congresswoman Elise is from New York, and Ashley Henson's from Iowa. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, Congresswoman Stefanik, you just had a baby 9 months ago. Your son, I'm sure you're feeling this as well. How is this affecting you, and what are you trying to do about it?
Well, this is a crisis across America. I can think of no more harrowing just crisis for parents as they are desperately trying to find access to baby formula. Sam is 9 months. He is formula fed. We are lucky in the sense that there's not a particular brand of formula, but for health issues, some babies only take a certain type of formula. The shelves have been fairly empty in upstate New York, and I'm hearing from parents all across America. We are demanding action. I actually saw this crisis coming and demanded FDA respond in February of this year when there was the recall of the Sturgis, Michigan plant. So this is a huge crisis. We want to make sure that there is a plan, and we have seen no plan from Joe Biden or the FDA.
Okay, Congresswoman Henson, I was looking at the Abbott website. They make Similac, they make Alimentum, they make Elecare, which most of us feed our babies one of those three, but there was bacteria that was found. They had to shut down that plant. And so people started complaining about this problem going back to February, as you were saying, Congresswoman Stefanik. So, Congresswoman Henson, y'all sent this letter to the FDA. The FDA said they are going to respond to you. Have you heard back from them?
We have not heard back from them, and it's just another clear indication, Ainsley, that the Biden administration does not have a plan. They do not have the answers for these questions. We've asked the FDA simple questions about how they're going to make this supply chain resilient for a product that parents and families need. We're talking about babies. They need to be fed, and they need these options. And I'm from rural America, Iowa, where we're one of 6 states where at the end of April, more than half of our baby formula was sold out. So that's a real panic for parents when they go to that grocery store and they see those shelves, and then they have to drive 40 miles to get to the next one, maybe. I mean, parents shouldn't be having to face this. They're already worried about how much the groceries are going to cost that they're putting in their grocery cart, and the gas to fill up their minivan like I do. And that's a huge challenge and a huge burden on our working families. And the Biden administration, plain and simple, needs a plan to fix this.
Congresswoman Stefanik, the FDA has been under bipartisan criticism because of their failure to act quickly. Why aren't they fixing this fast?
There's no excuse. They absolutely should have had a plan months ago. As I said, we saw this crisis coming, and there was no response. When I reached out and wrote a letter to the FDA, there was no substantive response about how they were going to address this supply chain crisis. And what did we hear from President Joe Biden yesterday? We heard no plan and him trying to continue to pass the buck. As President of the United States, you are responsible for leadership in this country. Moms and dads, and I will tell you, grandparents across America are so concerned about this. What are Republicans focused on? We're focused on demanding action from the FDA, demanding action from this administration, working directly with the manufacturers, working with our hospitals to make sure that we have an acceptable supply of baby formula, and then also making sure that parents know where to go if the shelves are empty at the stores. We need to address this across the board. And as Ashley pointed out, this is exacerbated during this inflation crisis where people are already challenged to balance their daily budgets, and yet they're having to drive with historically high cost of gas miles and miles for hours to get what they need to feed their children.
Yes, ladies, we've heard those stories. People trying to, they're contacting family members in other states, mailing formula in wine boxes so that it doesn't say the name of the formula on the outside because they're fearful that someone will steal it. I'm on the Washington Post website right now, and it does say that Abbott, the FDA has informed Abbott that they don't have any objection to the company immediately releasing product to individuals that are needing urgent, life-sustaining supplies because some of these kids have deadly allergies and they can only have one formula. So it says anyone needing specialized menopause formulas can call Abbott at 1-800-881-0876. That's the Washington Post. Ladies, thank you for fighting for these moms. We really appreciate it, and our babies.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Keep us posted if you hear back from the FDA, because we all have questions about this. Thank you so much. Let's check in.